Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Ryan Davey. Davey, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh my God, it's the other Ryan Davey.
Surprise.
It's the queen of ginger ale. It's Ryan's wife.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't like-
I'm not. Yeah, I'm more like the queen of seltzer water.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have a title.
Yes.
And that's what that is. Ryan,
fine.
you've decided to join us here on Hashtag Dorktober4 to discuss a horror movie. This was your choice. This was your topic du jour. Is this your favorite horror movie?
It's not my favorite, but I
Okay.
think some of my favorites were already taken.
Okay. What do you like more than this?
I like the Halloween series.
Yeah.
More,
Okay.
But
all right. Fair
I know
enough.
that's like your
Well,
your
yeah,
big
we
thing.
kind of did that last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. So it's fine. This is a close. This is
Yeah.
probably my second favorite franchise.
And so I'm curious because like when I had my wife on, I was asking her about sort of when she got into horror movies. She got into it way before I did. Like I was so scared when I was little. But like high school is when I like got caught up and like dove into everything. When did you first see A Nightmare on Elm Street?
I think I saw it. I was probably 10.
Okay. Yeah.
My cousins were allowed to watch everything. So when I went to their house, we would sneak and watch scary movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember being terrified of this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the beds, because how they like constantly are getting sucked into beds or like, yeah, very scary.
I think this really, like every good horror movie starts with just a good idea. And this might be the best idea because everybody has to sleep. So, and I know other people have made this point too, so it's not original, but they're like, oh, if you're scared of Jaws, that's great, but just stay out of the water. Or like, if you're scared of like The Shining, well, I'm never going to go to a hotel and stay there by myself. Like all these different things you can kind of avoid. But this was one where you have to sleep and now you're scared to sleep. Like there's nothing scarier than that.
Yeah. Well, and I think when you're in a dream, anything can happen. So like the killer's not always behind you. The killer can jump out in front of you. So it's a little bit like, and it's trippy, you know, like there's weird.
It's super trippy. And it got kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels got kind of slappy, you know?
Yeah, they got slapstick, yeah.
This one though is Freddy doesn't talk as much. Like everybody's used to Freddy Krueger being like, oh, like he's such a smart ass and he goes on and he has like a lot of puns. And you're like, this one, he's just more of like a deranged killer.
Yes. Yeah. He's not like cracking jokes and throwing people into TVs and like, welcome to prime time.
You're like, what?
I mean, it's fun. I laughed at those ones, but
right. But this one has like something, it's more scary about it. Good villain, but also a great protagonist, and that of course would be Heather Langenkamp in this, who's really not in much besides the Nightmare series.
Yeah, I think she became a producer, and then I know she works on prosthetics.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, she has stuff like that.
Heather Langenkamp as Nancy was really good, but you know the old great games like who could have been cast in whatever role.
Oh God.
So I have 3 options that apparently were up for this role.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if they would have done a better job or a worse job or what the movie would have been like.
Okay.
Courtney Cox.
Oh no.
You don't think could have pulled that off?
No, I don't think she could have.
1984 Courtney Cox, probably not.
No, she was like too I feel like Nancy couldn't be sexy. Like she was sexy in her own way, but like not.
Right, like good look, like good looking.
Yeah, she was kind of like nerdy hot.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Demi Moore was in the mix.
Oh, too sexy.
Yeah. Probably. How about this one? I thought this could be good. Jennifer Grey.
Okay, yeah.
I think she would have been really good.
Because I feel like pre-nose job.
Yeah, you know, I'm really sad. Like, it's none of my business, but I really wish she didn't do that. She didn't need to do that.
No. Yeah, no, she could have done it. She has like that smart, kind of nerdy, hot thing going.
I think she would have pulled it off. But Heather Langenkamp, Nancy, one of the better horror characters, scream queens, if you will. Like, you really kind of sympathize for her. Like, there's nothing to not like about her.
Yeah. Well, she kind of has like the actress who plays her mom, she was horrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible. So bad.
The mom, Nancy.
I'm hiding my boobs. You can't see it, but it's on the counter. And you're like, Great job hiding it, Mom. No one knows.
Sneaky whines all night long. She's always in full makeup. You notice that? Like she comes out of bed, she's got like her nightgown on.
Her hair's a mess.
Her hair's a mess. Full makeup. And she's like, Nancy, you gotta get some sleep. And then the big reveal when they're in the basement and she's like going through the stuff. She's like, these were Freddy Krueger's things. Like, we murdered him, Nancy. Like, we murdered him. And you're like, what?
What, like, Mom? Why did you keep this?
Yeah.
Why? What?
She was scarier than she needed to be.
Yeah, she was very breathy.
Yes.
And like
she's breathy.
She was breathy.
She was just like, she's like, I know I'm not the star of this picture, but I am gonna go out there and do my best.
Yeah, it was like a soap opera with Nancy's mom. What was her name? I don't remember.
Her name was Marge.
Marge.
And she was portrayed by Roni Blakely.
Oh, what did she wait?
She's still with us. God bless her heart.
Yeah. Is she still acting?
No.
Probably not.
I'm sure on a daily basis she is. She's probably in like the town theater.
Town community theater presents from Nightmare on Elm Street. Marge.
I don't think she's been in a tremendous amount of things. No, the last film she was in was in 1990.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She's retired.
Yeah. She's retired or put out to pasture.
But she's got a nice headshot here on her Wikipedia. Actually, believe it or not, she's smoking a cigarette.
In her headshot?
In her headshot. It's like, well, it's a little bit more than a headshot, but she's looking at you like not really smiling. It's like, Nancy, we murdered Fred Krueger. We was a child rapist and we murdered him.
Well, no, because then they took out the I was really confused about this because I remembered him being a molester, but then it turned out that he was a murderer.
True.
And they did it, and then when they rebooted it, they went back to the
molester thing.
Oh,
okay, because I think that was the original plan.
Yeah,
and that's what made him like that. There was a little bit of realism to it, like because he was such a monster beforehand. Then he got killed, and then he was able to come back and do this.
Yeah,
and it's similar to like It. I've always said It stole it from Nightmare on Elm Street, where if like the kids believe in him, like that's what gives them the power too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and they don't do it as well, I feel like, but
no,
kind of takes that idea.
Yeah. Johnny Depp's film debut.
Yep.
Were you surprised that the worst villain ever to come out of Nightmare on Elm Street is Johnny Depp? Did anybody see that coming?
No, I don't think anyone did. No,
What did you make of the cut off T-shirt look that he would rock?
Hot.
You like that?
Oh yeah, I was into it.
Really?
Yeah, like 80s. That was
I guess like if you saw somebody wearing that now.
Well, now.
Yeah. All right.
Anything from the 80s, if you wear it now, kind of weird.
What if you had like a rockin' bod? Like if you had like a sweet bod.
If you have defined abs.
Yeah.
Cut off shirts all the way.
Belly button.
All the way.
That's what I'm gonna do. No. I also liked his TV headphone setup on the bed that he would use.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, that doesn't look right.
This doesn't look safe.
Oh, that doesn't look right.
Yeah. No, he's good in it though. He was good.
He was, and it's funny. There's like so many actors start off in horror movies. There's like a long ass list of like debut movies being horror movies. Some of them are like terrible, but other ones are good. Like he was pretty good in this, and the movie ended up being good, which he would have had no idea at the time.
Yeah.
It's also Wes Craven. Do you like Wes Craven as much as I do?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And this was sort of like in the middle because he'd already done like Hills of Eyes, Last House on the Left, and a couple others. And then he did this one, and by far the most popular, and really until Scream.
Yeah.
And then that kind of was another whole thing.
I like too, what I think. So like I watched this one when I was a kid and then watched it again, obviously as a teenager, like in my 20s too.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Buffy. And it's sort of that same idea of like Nancy ends up figuring it all out and kind of being like the last girl standing.
Yeah.
And she's
the final girl.
Yeah. And she like, I don't know. She was a good female character in a horror movie rather than like, the typical slasher movie where, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, she was obviously good, but
yeah. No, it's funny though that you say that because as soon as Davey Eyeballs said that you wanted to do this movie, I did draw the connection to Buffy. I was like, it kind of makes sense.
It's
like the high school characters. It's like a really strong female character.
Yep.
But is not just like all like to the typical run of the mill stuff.
No, like she's making booby traps. She's home aloneing him.
She home alone his ass.
Setting up all these things to like kill him. And I'm like, oh, she's pretty smart.
And it's also like there's a lot of movies that like this, and like even some TV shows where like the kids know more than the adults, and like the adults are just like what are you doing? Like just go to sleep, and like they just like won't even listen.
Or like
to it.
She's banging out windows and yelling to the cop like, "Get my dad!" And he's like, "What? You want me to do what?"
She's losing it. She's supposed to be sleep deprived.
That girl behind the barred windows. Something's wrong with her.
Now, like the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
The ending's bad, but that was tacked on. That wasn't a Wes Craven idea.
That makes sense. They got their
the studio wanted like that final scare, and then
so
like
bad.
to lead into a sequel. So
yeah, because like the movie was really good, and then you end up having like the cars thing, and then her getting pulled in through the door.
It's like it's goofy.
Like it is like it's literally like like 2. 3's not as bad. Then 4, 5, 6 are just like, what are we doing here?
I know. Well, I'm trying. Yeah, because when they bring in like the baby that he's trying to possess the baby's dreams to like. I was like,
what are we doing?
I feel like I'm on drugs.
Yeah, like what is this? Is this the point of this?
I'm so confused.
I like the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, like the nursery rhyme. That's scary.
Yes, it's very scary.
Anytime you have like little girls chanting of some sort or just being around,
automatically scary.
Scary. Because you're like, I don't know what they're up to. Why are they jumping rope? Why are they doing that right now?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite part in this or parts?
I really like when she's going up the stairs and her feet like start sinking in, because that's a real nightmare.
Yes, they do a good job of that, like real dream stuff. And that is definitely one where you're like, I am stuck on the stairs. Yeah,
like I think that. And then
I had one once when I was little.
Yeah.
And this was like one of the most worst nightmares I've ever had. And it was so clear, so detailed. And I was in my house, like the old house. It was like exactly where it was.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the guy after me was Hook from Hook.
From Hook?
Yeah, you know Hook from Hook?
From Hook.
You remember Hook from Hook. And he was like, I was running from him and I was trying not to make a sound. And so similar to the thing with like the feet getting stuck under the floor.
Yeah.
For some reason, my hands were in my pockets, like my pants pockets.
Yeah.
And they were pushing down on my thighs. And I couldn't take them out. And I'm like thinking to myself as I'm in there, I'm like, I would be able to run much faster if my hands weren't in my pockets. And then so I was going up so I had to go slower, right? So you had to think smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And so I was going up the stairs and I looked over, and then that's when but we locked eyes. And that was
How do you remember? This is very detailed, Rich.
Yeah. And then I got up and ran probably to my parents' room screaming, because that's like the original night terror, probably.
Yeah. Well, I remember like my grandmother used to tell me, "Oh, if you're having a nightmare, you say, 'You don't scare me,' and think of Frosty the Snowman."
Does that work? I don't think that works.
It worked. That's what I tell my kids now.
So you just say, "You don't scare me."
You don't scare me.
Well, it's kind of like Freddy Krueger. If you don't believe
I know
it,
and I'm like,
power.
Maybe she watched that movie.
Yeah, she might have
got that idea.
She was way ahead of the game. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Just scream.
You don't scare me.
Well, that's like, not to give away the ending to It 2, but basically that's all they had to do.
Yeah, well,
was just scream at this fucking clown. Anyway,
yeah, no, I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, don't.
Crime went without me. I was too tired.
Yeah, you're not missing anything there. You're not.
Yeah.
You did see the remake of this though? You were saying like
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't really good.
No, it wasn't good. Well, because they did. They went back to the whole like molester thing, but then it was the kids were actually the ones who were molested, and it like got really dark.
Yeah,
but then they like didn't really talk about it. So I don't know. I just feel like.
How long do you think a movie needs to be out before it can be remade? Because like 84 to 2010, like that's. I mean, I guess that's somewhat long enough.
If you have some. I don't really like remakes. Like, I don't understand why they do them.
Yeah,
I'll
you need
watch
to be able to.
them, but
You need to add something to it.
yeah, like the reboot of Halloween, I really
Yeah,
liked,
yeah.
but I think that was the smartest way they could have done it. But like just to remake a movie is stupid.
I actually think you're right. The new Halloween that just came out is the best way to do it because you take the it's really more of a sequel to the classic.
Yeah.
Because so many of these franchises had so many bad ones. So that
Yes.
actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Is if you picked up A Nightmare on Elm Street right when the movie should have ended, and not like
Yes.
the last 5 minutes of the movie. If you pick it up right from there, like maybe you'd have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. And then I heard you guys talking about Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
I thought it was really good. It was very entertaining.
It was really entertaining.
And they did a really good job of actually like tying the two together, like why one would need the other, and like then like the fighting. Like I like that a lot.
Yeah, and then Freddy's like, actually, you keep killing everyone. Like, I want to scare them.
Yeah. Like they need to be afraid of me
everyone.
too. Like stop it. But yeah, Jason, you can't turn it off.
No.
Were you more afraid of Freddy than Jason growing up?
Yeah, because I mean, Freddy was like, that could happen. That's your dreams.
It's in your dreams.
Yeah, I mean, a crazed camp killer.
I guess
that could happen, but
if you went to camp.
If you went to camp, I wasn't allowed to go to camp. So,
are you watching American Horror? Wait, hold on a second. Why couldn't you go to camp?
Long story.
We got time. All right. Well, I'll remind me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Remind me to circle back.
Personal time. Yeah.
What? Are you watching American Horror Story 1984?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think I might be an episode behind. But that's pretty good. Like that fits in with this. In fact, this is the same year that Nightmare on Elm Street came out.
Yeah.
It's very Friday the 13th. It's very like they had some like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's a slasher. It's a slasher kind of film, and I like it. I feel like American Horror Story, they always kind of go off on weird tangents though, and you're like,
yeah. I bail. I didn't see the last 3 seasons. I watched the first like 4 or 5, and I think they got worse each time.
Yeah, they did. Well, I think Freak. I think I finished that one, the circus.
Yeah, I watched it,
but it got really like twisted in the end, and then I don't know. So like Hotel, I started, and it was too much.
No, it's much too much.
The
first one, the Murder House. That's as good as there is.
It was really good.
That was intense, and it was scary. Like it was legit scary.
And I feel like the twists were good.
Yeah,
like the you were like, oh my god, I didn't even see this coming, and then they try to do that every season. You're like, oh,
you're
right.
Like, okay, all right. We're on to you. We're on to you, American Horror Story.
We get it.
We get it. Anything else, Freddy Krueger? Anything else you want to discuss with Freddy? Do you like Michael Myers scarier though to you than Freddy, or still Freddy?
I mean, Freddy. I think if you go with the first movie, is scarier to me. I don't know. That's hard to say. They're just so different. But then Freddy, like we said, Freddy gets so goofy at some points that you're like, but I can't really be scared of you while you're cracking jokes at me.
Yeah, that's true too. Like, were you a babysitter at one point?
Oh yeah,
I assume.
Yes.
So had you seen Halloween and then you were like home alone in somebody's house?
Yeah.
Like that had to be kind of scary, right?
No, it is, because you're like I don't know. You're just you're alone, and if anything happens. Scary.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
every noise.
Like, so many movies are like babysitters, and you're just like,
No, but like you said, I mean, Freddy Krueger is because you can't get away.
No, you can't. Yeah, it's like if something where a villain would pop up every time you like had to breathe or. Like
hold your breath. Just hold your breath forever.
Anytime you had to rip a piss, somebody comes run like a little troll comes out and like tries to kill you. You're like, well, I can't go to the bathroom. I can't go. And then you got Nancy's mom being like, Nancy, you gotta go to the bathroom.
You have to pee.
You gotta pee.
You have to.
Nancy, you gotta pee. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt your kidney.
Oh God. You're getting an infection.
You're gonna get an infection. You gotta pee. She's like, I won't. There's a killer on the loose.
And he comes in here when I'm peeing. I think we just wrote a new movie.
We just got another movie. You know what? I think we just.
They have haunted cell phones now, so
they do.
So why not?
They got some
haunted peas.
It's like just don't drink that water. Don't you dare drink that water. What's the worst? Do you have a worst horror movie you've ever seen? Like one that sticks out?
I mean, I like campy ones. I know you're doing a couple other like campy ones that I really enjoy. So I watched one as a kid, like Mute Witness.
Oh,
I don't
never
know if
saw
you ever saw
that.
that.
No.
It's bad.
Because that's the thing. There's a fine line too between like, oh, this is so bad, but it's funny, and I'm gonna like enjoy it, and we're gonna
You're
laugh
like,
about it,
oh, you're just kind of laugh.
or it's just awful.
I'm trying to think. Like,
I think the worst movie I ever saw was Fear.com. Did you ever see that?
Oh, is that like The Ring, but a website?
Yeah, it is. It was so bad. I hated it. I hated it so much. Let me see when that came out. Because remember, like when websites. Remember when the websites were a thing?
Everyone's like, you're surfing the web. It's dangerous.
Fear.com came with Steven Dorff is in it. It came out in 2002.
Okay.
The Rotten Tomato score 3. 3. So I wasn't alone. It's so bad.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, 3.
Sorry, Steven.
It's funny. It had exactly 100 reviews, and 3 people were like, yeah, this is fine.
Sure. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, there are some that I watch, and if I watch it now, like Birds, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
but you're like, it's not.
No, some definitely aren't as scary. Like when you watch them again, you're like, oh, I was scared of this.
You know what I never understood? The Exorcist. Like, I didn't think it was scary.
I do. I think it's scary.
I didn't. I don't know. And everyone was like, oh, it's so scary. My dad wouldn't let me watch it. And then he like let me watch it with him.
Well, also people who are religious are even more scared of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But
obviously. No, but some of the stuff, like some of like the little like quick images in that, like they just show like a demon's face, like with nothing else, and then it's like and then it like flashes back to regular stuff. It's scary.
I don't know.
But maybe not to the point that people are throwing up in the theater.
Yeah, like I mean, it was a different time though, I guess.
70s.
Yeah.
70s.
I don't know.
Well, Ryan, I think that was a very successful short dork. What do you think?
Yeah, I heard you guys making jokes about short dorks.
That's right. We're all in on Dorktober.
All in.
Make sure dork shorts. Well, we're all in. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at Rye the Girl, RYE the Girl.
Yep.
You can keep up with her takes on Twitter. Anything else you want to promote?
No, I don't. No.
Probably fine. That's probably enough, doesn't it?
I'm good.
All right. Well, stay tuned all Dorktober long because you never know when an episode's going to show up. We got movies. We got all kinds of nonsense the entire month of Dorktober. Follow us on Twitter at Dork Podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.